Hi kinky people, it's Mistress Vega.
Lady Katie.
And welcome to
The Bonding Experience.
Today we have a very interesting topic.
Some kink history for you. Ever since 50 Shades of Grey came out, interest in BDSM has hit like an ultimate peak, and people want to be kinky now with us, and we feel the need that we need to break down the real history of BDSM and the lifestyle and how it was introduced to society versus people who were introduced to it through 50 Shades of Grey.
We will make our second video on 50 Shades of Grey and breaking that down. Right now we're going to start with the newest contributions over the past about 50 years. We're going to speak about BDSM in art, cinema, literature, all of it. But to give you a recap of what you need personally, you need to go out and read and look up so that you can be more well versed in everything. Look up the movie Secretary. Maggie Gyllenhaal, James Spader. Master-slave relationship. It is beautiful. It is honestly a much more vibrant depiction of what a real BDSM dynamic is like. It's very sweet. It's very romantic. It's basically my favorite movie. It's really not that hard to find. It's on a lot of platforms. You take that back a little bit further into the story of O. You can look that up. It was a book. It's very avant-garde. Go into it with that mindset. I would really, really recommend looking up Secretary. That is the apex of BDSM cinema to us, honestly.
And even from films, it leaks into television now.
Documentaries.
Kink was the first televised series to go worldwide, and then
James Franco did it.
The Sick Life and Death of Bob Flanagan was another documentary, and then just simple shows that we watch have little tidbits of our lifestyle and our kinks and stuff. As Marco Polo, they're two of the main characters, are into rope play and pegging. In CSI and Law and Order, there's a couple episodes where there is a dominatrix and then one person is involved in the BDSM with their partner. There's a reoccurring character on CSI named Lady Heather, and then Submission was a 2016 TV series.
And then there was Bonding that just came out this year.
Yeah,
on
that was Netflix. That was okay, but still, it's getting our lifestyle and people thinking about us in front of more people.
Yeah, and that's where you have to look at it, whether it's good or not, whether it's true to us or not. Kind of cool to see us out in the world and in songs with like Rihanna's S&M and Britney Spears' Slave for You. A lot of these are really ill representations of us.
And then you get like shows like Family Guy where Lois is going to try out her dominant streak on PETA.
Safe words, banana.
Yeah, American Dad and Roger and Francine.
The spanking episodes and all kinds of cartoons, all kinds of documentaries. And the documentary is one of the very first ones that I ever seen. It was Mistress Raven at Pandora's Box. God, I wanted to be one of those girls back in the day. It takes us into the literature of things, books. Read your books. When I very first joined the community, it was all about read your books. There's SM 101 by Jay Wiseman from 92. That one is pretty much your Bible. Like, go get it. The Loving Dominant by John Warren in 94, Screw the Roses, Give Me the Thorns, anything by Greenery Press. We actually know a person in our local community who's actually a published person from Greenery Press.
It's not just your housewife romances.
No, it is very much non-PC, kind of male dom, female sub kind of leaning books from the early 90s that taught you about BDSM. That takes us into older literature and the things that actually brought us to modern day literature, which was 1870, was Leopold von Sacher-Masoch. He is the one that coined the term masochism. In his books, he had a 3-part. Venus and Fur was the very last one. It was even adapted to not just film, it was adapted to a play. Venus and Fur is quintessential to someone learning about BDSM. Marquis de Sade is the man that coined the term sadism. He has 120 Days of Sodom, Justine. There's tons of literature from him from 1700s. Read about these people. They are who created the road for BDSM and kink.
The Kama Sutra. Everybody knows the Kama Sutra.
4 different ways to strike your lover. It's not just about sex positions.
A whole chapter in the book about how to bite your partner. So it goes even back to Ford and Brissy.
I left this out. The co-illustrator of Superman, he was an inker and he was brilliant. And there's a book out called The Secret Life of Joe Shuster. in which he has the most marvelous depictions of BDSM erotica that was illustrated before we had, you know, a bunch of stuff available.
Well, then we take it to like new school stuff, which is pretty much social media, where internet first came out and everybody was in the chat rooms, AOL chat room, Yahoo chat, and all that good stuff. And
I had mine.
That's where you first started to be able to branch out and kink or connect with more kinky people. And then it led to the creation of Collar Space, and then
which is where you could find someone,
find a partner.
Yeah.
And then of course Collar Space led to FetLife, our big kinky Facebook basically
in
now.
2008, yeah.
And that's just some of the BDSM lifestyle that's been interwoven into society. And in the last 50 to 60 years, the actual term BDSM wasn't even coined until 1969. 69. Yeah.
Ironically.
What a good year for that. And
but that was from the gay lifestylers and the leather people.
Yeah.
The leather men are really who ushered in BDSM.
The lifestyle and the lifestyle practices go back to the dawn of time. The Renaissance era, there was
the
art movement of power of women. You can Google it and see the different things of that. And then 14th century courtly love, there was documentation of the noble folk having sex slaves. And a good book, if you are into that, is Anne Rice's The Claiming of Sleeping Beauty. It is fabulous.
Greek history, Aristotle and Phyllis, his lover, his mistress, who rode him like a horse. The Romans having the tomb of flogging. There's illustrations of, you know, I'll link it right there of well, you can see what they're doing, and it's definitely erotic, and it's definitely not punishment, I guess. I mean, punishment.
Definitely consensual.
It's definitely consensual. You can tell by that depiction. The cult of Orthia. There's so much of these people doing all these things, all the way to the goddess Inanna from the Mesopotamian era of 12,000 BCE. She was the queen of heaven.
She'd have men cross-dress and then flog them as they worshipped her.
It goes back to the very dawn of civilization. So we hope that you enjoyed our little history lesson in kink.
Get out there, Google stuff. It's really fun to see
where we came from. Thank you for viewing our video. Come back and see the next one. You'll like it. It's all about ripping down 50 Shades of Grey.